For the pattern, I chain a number of stitches that is a multiple of 8 plus 2 stitches for symmetry. I chain 34 stitches. Once the stitches are ready, I proceed to work the pattern itself. I work such patterns in just 2 rows. It might seem to you that there are many rows here, but actually there are only 2. One row is worked from right to left, and the second row is worked from left to right. And all these rows consist of many small short row segments. But I do not count the segments themselves as separate rows. That is incorrect. It wouldn't allow you to see the horizontal rhythm of this pattern. So here it is, the first row of the pattern, and now we will work it. First row, first segment. I make a chain 1 turning chain and insert the hook into the second chain from the hook in the back loop only. I make a slip stitch, 1. In the next stitch, the second slip stitch. In the next, the third. In the next, the fourth. In the next, the fifth, and in the next, the sixth. 6 slip stitches for the first segment are done. Next, the repeat begins. A repeat is the part of the pattern that repeats constantly. So, the repeat and the first segment of the repeat. Chain 1, turn, yarn over, insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook, and work 4 yarn over slip stitches in the back loop only. The first segment of the repeat is done. Chain 1, turn, next is the textured element with a bobble. This is what it looks like. Watch how it is worked. This segment consists of just 4 stitches in total. I work 1 slip stitch, then 1 single crochet. And then the bobble itself begins. Here, you need to insert the hook behind this stitch, behind the single crochet, like this. That is, I insert the hook between the single crochet and the slip stitch. I'll grab a smaller hook to show you. Here is the point where you need to insert the hook. I hope it's visible. Insert the hook behind the single crochet post, grab the working yarn, pull up a loop. Yarn over. Insert the hook into the same spot, pull up another loop, yarn over again, and insert the hook one more time into the same spot and pull up a loop again. I made 3 loops and 2 yarn overs, plus the 1 loop that was on the hook. In total, I currently have 6 loops on the hook. Next, I insert the hook into the next stitch of the row, in the back loop only, grab the working yarn, and pull this working yarn through all the loops on the hook. This is perhaps the most difficult moment in this pattern. And I tighten it, and there it is, the bobble is formed. In the next stitch, exactly the same way in the back loop only, I make a slip stitch. And with that, the textured element with the bobble is finished. I find myself right at the step. Here, I insert the hook into the bump loop of the row below, in the back loop. I make 1 slip stitch, which acts as the joining stitch, and in the next stitch, the second slip stitch. Another segment is ready. Chain 1, turn, yarn over. And here I work 4 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, turn, and the final segment in the repeat consists of 10 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I reach the step, which means I make a join again. In these patterns, the rule is simple. I see a step, I make a join. So, I insert the hook into the bump, into the row below, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the repeat is ready. This is the repeat of this pattern in the first row. We continue working, repeating this sequence again and again to get these diamond shapes with bobbles. Next, we work 4 yarn over slip stitches again. Then the textured element with the bobble and 2 regular slip stitches from the row below. Then again, 4 yarn over slip stitches and 10 regular slip stitches. And let's repeat, 4 yarn over slip stitches, the textured element with the bobble, 2 stitches from the row below, 4 yarn over slip stitches, and 10 regular slip stitches. In total, on this swatch, as you can see, I repeat the pattern 4 times. We will meet at this point and I will show you how to finish the first row. I reached the end of the row, made a chain 1, and according to the repeat, there should be 10 stitches here. But 10 stitches won't fit. There are only 6 stitches left, so I work those. I insert the hook into the second chain from the hook in the back loop only and work 6 regular slip stitches in the back loop only. I reach the step, insert the hook into the bump of the lower row and into the next point. And so I have 6 slip stitches. And with that, the first row is finished. Next will be the second row. It will go from the left edge to the right edge. The only difference in the second row from the first is that, you see, these diamonds with bobbles are worked in a checkerboard pattern relative to the same diamonds in the first row. And accordingly, the second row also starts with such an element. It is like half of a diamond, and it ends with halves too. That is exactly what we are going to do now. Second row, chain 1, turn, yarn over, insert the hook into the second chain from the hook in the back loop only, and work 2 yarn over slip stitches. Next segment, chain 1, turn, 2 regular slip stitches. 1, 2. Next segment, chain 1, turn, 4 yarn over slip stitches. Yarn over. I work 1, 2, I reach the step. Here I am working yarn over slip stitches, which means I need to make a join that shows on the right side. I insert the hook under 2 strands, like this, 1, 2, 2 strands on the hook, then yarn over, and insert the hook into the row below, in the back loop, and make a slip stitch. It becomes a yarn over slip stitch, which will serve as the join in this spot. That's 3 and 4. Chain 1, turn, and 4 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, turn, and 10 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I reach the step again. Again, insert the hook under 2 strands, yarn over. This is the join, acting as the 5th stitch. In the next point, 6, step again, insert hook under 2 strands, yarn over, this is the join, 7. In the next point, the 8th stitch. And again I reach the step. Everything is exactly the same here. Yarn over, this is the join, acting as the 9th stitch, and the 10th stitch. Chain 1 and turn. I have finished the start of the second row. Next, the repeat begins. Again, that part which will be repeated, meaning next we will work these elements. So here is how the repeat is worked in the second row. I made a chain 1 and turn. I insert the hook into the second chain from the hook in the back loop only and work 4 regular slip stitches. Next segment, chain 1, turn, 6 yarn over slip stitches. I reach the step, so I make a join. Six stitches are done. Chain 1, turn. Next is the textured element with a bobble. We will do this element. It is made exactly the same way as in the first row. Start in the second chain from the hook, work a slip stitch. In the next stitch, a single crochet. Then insert the hook between the single crochet and the slip stitch and work 1 loop, yarn over, same spot, 2, yarn over, same spot, 3. I get 6 loops on the hook, everything is good. I insert the hook into the next stitch along the row in the back loop only and make a slip stitch through all threads on the hook. Tighten, and finish this element with a regular slip stitch. The textured element with the bobble is ready. Next, chain 1, turn, and the final element in the repeat is 10 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I make a join. 5 and 6. Again, I reach the step, I make a join, that is 7, and in the next point, 8. And again, I reach the step, and I make a join, that is 9, and in the next point, 10. I make a chain 1 and turn. And with that, the repeat for the second row is done. Next, we repeat it again and again. 4 regular slip stitches, 6 yarn over slip stitches, the textured element with the bobble, and 10 regular slip stitches. We repeat this until the end of the row. We meet here, and I will show you how to knit the end of the second row. I finished the second row, reached the very last stitch. Here I have the last repeat. Its last element of 10 yarn over slip stitches should go right to the end of the row, and it remains to work this little piece. So I made a chain 1, turn. Next, I start working and work 4 regular slip stitches in the back loop only. The stitches are ready. Chain 1, turn, 4 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, turn, 2 regular slip stitches. 1, 2. Chain 1, turn, 4 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2. I made a chain 1 and turned for convenience. And with that, the second row is completely finished. So we have one row and worked the second. And then we continue working. First, second, first, second. That is, rewind the video to the beginning and knit the same numerical sequence that I worked in the first row. There will be one small clarification here. In the third row, which is numerically identical to the first, you will simply encounter more steps along the way. But the rule here is simple. I see a step, I make a join. I see a step, I make a join. Basically, all other numerical sequences in all odd rows are identical and will not differ. Now I will show you how to make the final row. Although I show it in every video of mine, I will show it in this one too. Yes, here the final row is even. Currently, my swatch ends with a second row and the edge is uneven. How is the final row done? It is done even more simply. So I made a chain 1, turn, and then I work the entire row completely with slip stitches. And here, as always, I see a step, I make a join. Here I reached a step, I make a join, and continue working. Again, I reached a step, again I make a join. And so I work until the end of the row. You see, the edge straightens out. There should be exactly the number of stitches here that we chained at the very beginning. I chained just 34 stitches for this, so in the final row, I will have a chain 1 and 34 slip stitches. If these two values do not match for you, then there is a mistake somewhere. I finish the row to the end, and look, this is how this element turns out when it consists of only 2 rows. You can use this element of 2 rows as an independent element and then switch to some other pattern. You can knit a whole fabric of such branches, bobbles, and patterns. Someone suggested a name for this pattern to me, baklava, which is an Eastern sweet. I decided that with this name, that is exactly what this pattern will be called. This is a swatch where I repeat this motif again and again. And here is a swatch where I repeated this motif only twice. Look, it can be applied, for example, in mittens, make a central element, or in socks too as an option. Probably not a central element, though you could do central, but you could do, for instance, some side element or somewhere else. Or, let's say in a sweater sleeve, make such a side element along the edge of the item, working some trim or some other pattern next to it. I will show you an example now. Look at this example. I am knitting a tunic like this. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit entirely in the frame, so just look at the pattern. It's not ready to be shown fully yet. Here is a different pattern, but also in the same technique, made of such leaves and branches, which I separated with another similar element. A row of filet mesh, grid, and a row of double crochets, and again a row of filet mesh. And I ended up with, maybe it's easier to see like this, I ended up with an element of branches with leaves with such lace leaves, then a divider, then again elements of branches with leaves, again a divider, and again the element. And you can use this pattern in exactly the same way, creating various combinations with other patterns. As a single branch, it looks very beautiful. I hope you liked this video. Thank you in advance for your likes, for watching my video. Subscribe to the channel, click on the bell. Thank you for your attention, and bye-bye.